Welcome to this video. Path2Grandmaster. Well, nice. Because maybe this guy wants to become a Grandmaster. That's cool. I like to be a FIDE master first, so I need to train a little bit for this. So we have some kind of English opening or Reiki setup now. How do we want to play? So the fight is here. I mean, I play for the black squares, and white plays for the white squares. So he can put his bishop here on g2, and he controls e4 and d5. And the knight will control e4 and d5. And for me, it's the opposite. Bishop controls e5 and d4. And this pawn will also control d4, and the knight here will also control d4 and maybe e5. So yeah, everybody is fighting for some squares in the center. What I can do is now, later on play e5 also, even taking more control over d4, but then I give up total control over d5, so this is a little bit double-edged. And I think what I will do is, to keep control over d5 by playing e6, and then maybe I put the knight not on f6 where it normally is, but on e7, so I can jump to f5 and again I control d4, or I can jump to c6 once this knight goes to d4. So this is my whole idea, to control e5 and d4. So d6 I will play likely also, taking again control over e5. So I think knight e7 and either d6 or d5, and this bishop is maybe good here on b7. So I think I would just stay a little bit more flexible and play d6 first. Whenever he plays bishop g5, I can maybe just play h6. Is there a problem with knight b5? Jumping to d6? Knight b5, d6, bishop f4, but I can play e5. Okay, so he wants to attack me? Question is if I should allow h5 or if I should play h5 myself. I don't want to weaken the square here, the g5 square. So maybe I just play h6, and when he plays h5, I play g5. Normally h6 weakens my kingside position a bit, but it's not that easy for him to attack g6 or h6. I will castle. Yeah, let's do this. So I will try to stay as flexible as possible. Here I thought I play d6. So I protect c5. I take control again of the dark squares. And what I can do later on is I can kick his knight away with f5 also. So I'm not sure about knight e4. This move is maybe a little premature. He should develop his pieces first, I think. But maybe he wants to attack me with and sacrifice a piece on g5 later on. Knight h2. So he's moving both knights twice in the opening. I mean, we have move 9, and he made four knight moves. Can I punish him for this? So maybe he wants to play knight g4, knight f6. Maybe he wants to play f4 also. It's possible. I think I play f5. I mean, it weakens somewhat my kingside position, but well, we see. Okay, my opponent wrote something in the chat. I just want to respond. While he's thinking. Alright, so knight c3. Okay, I castle now, and I'm almost developed completely. I mean, I need to develop my bishop here, that's true. So I can push for e5 later on. But whenever I push e5, I give up control over the d5 square, so this is a little bit double-edged. If he plays f4, the g3 square will be weak. So I don't know yet how I can use this, but let's see. Knight d4 would also be premature because he can play e3 and kick my knight away again. And furthermore, I just want to play b6 here and bishop b7. Let's see. g4. Well, maybe, why not? I can try to gain some more space now with f4. And I will do this. So whatever pawn he moves here, I will move my pawn as well, so we have a closed position here on the king side. And I can think about, you know, exchanging here on c3 and playing e5, just to put all my pawns on black squares, because this bishop would be locked in, and it would be some kind of a bad bishop, like a pawn. Just imagine I have a pawn already on e5. What is this guy doing? He's just looking on his own pawn, so this is not very healthy. So maybe I take here. But it's also more difficult for me then to open up the position here. So let's think about it. Initially I wanted to play h5, so this knight cannot go to g4. And is there an advantage if I take here and play knight f5? I mean, he can take on f4, so I need too much time to attack this pawn, I think, and I will keep this position here closed. Maybe I need to take care, you know, about some bishop e4 stuff later on. I mean, whenever I play king h7, he can take with the queen because this pawn is pinned. I want to keep this pawn, and let's play this. Okay, I give up control over about d5, but I think I have more space. I'm better developed. I can also think about playing bishop f5 now. When he plays knight f3, I have bishop g4 maybe. He also needs to find some squares for the bishop here on c1. What I also think is if it's possible maybe to play bishop e6 and d5. Open up the position because I'm better developed, you know. This might be really an option. I I think I play bishop e6. Maybe even preparing all the stuff as queen d7, queen c7 and rook d8, and then pushing for d5. Or bishop e6 and d5 immediately. Just reasoning, hey, you are underdeveloped, your king is not safe, and what do we want to do? I also wonder if I take on e3, but I don't want to help him to develop his bishop here. There are advantages and disadvantages by playing fe3, I think. I mean, if he takes back with the pawn, he cannot castle, but on the other hand, his center is quite mobile and might help him in developing. If he takes now, I mean, I would take with the pawn, and this bishop has a nice look on the queen side of white. So maybe I'm playing a little bit too quick for this time control, so I need to practice this more, you know, like switching between blitz and rapid games. Okay, so he wants to sacrifice on h5, I guess. I wonder if this is really a threat. I can play queen e8 whenever he sacrifices on h5. Let's say he takes, I take back, queen h5, and he wants to play g6 and mate me. But when he does this, I think, let's say takes, take, queen e8, attacking his queen. So if he plays g6, I can just simply take it because my knight is protecting here. So let's do this. I mean, it's a totally different thing if the rook would be already on g1, then he can push for g6. That's true. But the rook is not on g1. So okay, he likes to attack me here on the wing. So that's just like an old rule, so to say. When your opponent attacks you on the wing, try to counterattack in the center or on the opposite wing, but because I mean the center is not fixed, I think I play in the center, and there is not that much to fight for on the queen side anyway, so I play d5. That's my aim. I also think about some intermediate moves he has, maybe with a knight to b5 later on. Okay, not at the moment. I have maybe some move like knight h5 also. But this doesn't help that much. I mean, then maybe he can really sacrifice here. I think I play slow here. And move my rook to d8 next. He can take on f4 now. Okay, now he does it. Maybe he says, okay, look, if I play queen e8, he has a fork on c7, but now it really sharpens up here. I think I take on e3 first, and I can jump with my knight to f5 also. I had some ideas, you know, if he didn't take with the bishop, I could maybe attack f2. But let's see now. I can take and play bishop f7. This sharpens up now. Maybe I have some kind of knight d4 also later on. There are also always ideas to open up the position with e4. So okay, first of all, let's play this one. And I guess afterwards I take you on d5. He needs to retreat. Yeah, it looks nice, but what happens if I just take you on d5 now? This is simply losing the queen. So this was, I mean, he was eyeing, like, I take here and he plays knight f6, but I have the intermediate move, so I think this you just played too quick. Let's take. So his queen is hanging, and he doesn't even have a square for the queen, so this is a little bit embarrassing, I think, for him. So I think now I just won. But if he takes, I even, you know, can just think about playing knight b4, not even allowing him to take here on c6. Although, I mean, if he takes on c6, I can take and attack his rook, so he has no time to take back both hanging pieces. Let's say he takes on d5, I take on h6, and yeah, then it's won. Yeah, and he resigned. So thanks for watching.